everybody. How's it going? We're just having fun. Looks like storms are on the way, but it's not going to persuade us none because we've got one of those very special guests on, Mr. T.G.Sheppard. Uh, you can't say enough about this man. And when you start reading everything about this man, your eyes will go cross because he has done so much in the music industry and for the music industry. It is incredible. So everybody give it up for T.G.Sheppard.
David, how you doing?
Oh man, it's one of those days.
Oh, tell me, I'm looking out my kitchen window here now, and the skies are getting dark here in Hendersonville, outside of Nashville. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's been raining every day for the last week. I'm ready for some sunshine.
dude, my grass is so daggum tall.
Well, I'll come over and help you mow it.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Um, this is an honor for me because I know you don't remember because so many people you meet in a day and everything else, but me and my grandmother, Mamaw, she always had to go to fanfare.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and we met you and she got your autograph and all that other stuff, and it was you was actually the highlight of her whole time at
Oh God.
CMA. I
Well,
mean,
I still call it fanfare. I mean, I know
yeah,
it's changed to CMA Fest now, but I don't know. To me, it'll always be fanfare. I mean, it was just a very special time each year when it was at the fairgrounds,
mm-hmm.
and then they moved it downtown,
Yeah,
and
the municipal auditorium.
yeah, and now it's downtown. So it just gotten a little more hectic, but we still enjoy each year. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I was blown away about how many people were there this year. We did, I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 artists I had on the show at CMA.
Wow,
It was
that's a
just
busy
amazing.
schedule. That's a
Yeah.
busy schedule. That's a lot of talking.
4 days of nonstop, man. It was like somebody asked me, how do you keep coming up with stuff? And I'm like, I don't know. You meet strangers on the road and you talk to them. So, I mean, you have a wonderful conversation.
Well, I'm telling you, we're blessed to be able to be in this business to start with.
I know. And dude, it's just like I was just telling everybody, I mean, you just go and read your bio and all the things that you have accomplished, and it's just like it's mind boggling, brother.
Well, I have to sometimes pinch myself. I can't believe that I'm celebrating my 50th year on tour this
Yeah,
year with the 50-year tour because the 50 years went so quickly. You
yeah,
know, somebody the other day asked me, said, "Well, how much longer are you going to do this?" And I said, another 50.
yeah. Might as well.
It goes quick. It really does.
Yeah, but it's amazing how fast it goes like that because everything is very hectic in the music industry.
Oh yeah, yeah.
From tour dates and traveling and recording. I know you remember back in the day when we were recording on reel to reel and ADAT.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's where I started out and doing sound and everything. And it's just, you tell somebody that now and they're like, what's that?
I mean, nowadays with the equipment that we have, you can cut an album in your bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can.
Yeah. My producer's over shaking her head going, yep.
Very true.
It's crazy, man. I mean, it's just everything that goes on. I loved the when you started the Country for a Cause stuff. I loved every bit of that because it benefits a lot of children, the hospital, all that good stuff.
Well, I think it's important for every artist in our industry to give back a little bit of what they take. And
Yeah.
it's my wife, Kelly Lang, and I's chance each year to do something for people that are in need. And
Mhm.
what better way to do it than for children at the Monroe Carroll Jr.'s hospital, Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. So
Oh yeah.
to date, we've raised, I think, about $280,000, and we took them a check by yesterday for $90,000. It felt really, really good to see the kids and to give
Oh,
them that check.
That's amazing in itself. And y'all do such good work.
Well, it's not just us. We have a lot of artists that come and sing and give us their time and donate items for auctions, and we're very blessed to have those people in our lives.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's because I was sitting there reading the roster for the Country for the Cause, and like I said, T. Graham Brown invited me down there, and I was just so covered up, I didn't get a chance to go. And I was reading the roster, and I'm like, well, I got these two people were doing Country for a Cause, and they'd actually been on my show and stuff, and I was just like, wow, I knew I was missing something, and then I was hearing reports of how good it went over and everything, and the fun so much people had.
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, when the Oak Ridge Boys came on stage, everybody went crazy. I mean,
Oh yeah,
they along with John Barry and T. Graham and Lacey J. Dalton flew in for the show. Let me see who else. Oh my gosh, there were so many on the show this year.
yeah.
Mo Bandy came in from Texas, and I'm having some allergy problems here. So if I have to keep wiping my eyes, just bear with me a second here. These things, they burn it. We got allergies so bad here in Nashville right now that it's
Yeah.
just really horrible. So,
Oh, it got me last week, man.
whew,
I
it's
was
just
cutting the
driving me
grass, and
crazy.
I was cutting the grass, and I come inside, and the very next morning, my eyes were almost swole shut.
Oh, I'm telling you, I woke up this morning going, "Uh-oh, going to be one of those days where the eyes are burning and they're going to be watery." So I'm not crying over seeing you. It's just allergies.
Well, I don't know. I'm not that handsome of a guy, so I might scare somebody every now and then. It's crazy. One thing I wanted to ask you though, because me and you remember recording reel to reel, ADAT,
Yep.
and going through that whole process. And a lot of these newer people, they're like maybe cutting, it's mastered, it's done, and it's uploaded in a week.
I know. It's very fast. I mean, nowadays, it used to be, it'd take months to cut an album.
Yeah.
And nowadays, you go in and you track in one day, you come back the next day and you do final vocals. And then the third day is for overdubs, and that fourth day is mixing and then mastering, and you're done. So in
Yeah.
a week, you can do an album. You really can.
Yeah. It's crazy. And then one of my favorite questions to a lot of the younger artists and everything is, do you sit there and you watch the views or the streams?
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was people lined up outside of Cat's Records waiting on the album to hit.
I know.
And
It's those days.
well, I mean, nowadays it's like people get instant responses and everything. But back then it was like what, a week or two when it came out before you even heard?
Yeah. And nowadays, people will drop an album at midnight when people are sleeping, or 1 o'clock in the morning. They'll drop 2 or 3 singles. And the business has changed so much in the last 15 or 20 years that I can't wait to see where it goes.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great to see where it goes, as long as we don't get away from and get too slick with the music. I mean, I still love vinyl.
Yeah.
I still love having vinyl to listen to. I love the scratchy sounds of a needle hitting a record.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I miss that noise.
Yeah.
But no, the industry's changed and technology has changed so much that
Yeah.
nowadays it's just not the same business it was when you and I started many, many years ago.
Oh, it's just crazy because I was actually telling somebody else. I remember when you first started dating somebody, you was sitting by the radio with a cassette recorder so you could make that whole little mixtape for the person that you were dating.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just like you call them on the phone and say, or you send them a text and say, here's your playlist I put together for you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's crazy.
And there's so many different avenues now that we didn't have back in the what I call my hot years, the 80s and early 90s.
Hmm.
We didn't have social media. We didn't have YouTube. We didn't have Instagram. We didn't have those incredible avenues to reach people so quickly as we do today. And I mean, so many people today are becoming stars even off of TikTok,
Yeah.
just over people watching their videos that they do in their own living rooms at home.
Yeah.
So it's a very exciting time. And what's happened is it's given everybody a chance to make it in the business
Yeah.
with all the technology and the things that we have at our fingertips. It gives people the person who thought years ago, oh, I'll never be able to get a record deal or get a label. You don't need a label anymore. You've
No.
got a computer and you've got social media at your fingertips. You can become a star. And
Oh yeah.
I love that.
And that's one of the greatest aspects of it, because I'm one of them old school guys. I just believe, because back in the day, you could have 30 songs and you had to pick out of that 30 what you wanted on that exact album you were
Sure.
putting out.
Sure.
But I'm one of them guys that I think every song needs to be heard.
I totally agree. I do. To me, some of the greatest songs on albums are the songs that never become singles,
Yeah.
And album cuts. And I really enjoy listening to albums, artists' albums, because I'll find a song within their album that maybe never was released as a single, but I'll hear it and I'll go, gosh, that could have been a hit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, nowadays, it's just so great what's happening in the business.
Oh yeah. As Jason Aldean, actually, on one of his albums he put out, he released a song, and it was it was a great song, but it didn't get what I felt was the airplay and everything that it deserved.
Right.
And it was crazy. And name of the song was This I Gotta See.
Yeah.
And it was all about driving a truck and going home and seeing his wife waiting on him.
Sure.
I mean, it's crazy stuff, man.
Yeah.
But the songs that I really loved of yours back in the day was Devil in the Bottle and Only One You and Party Time. Oh my God.
The funny story, you mentioned Party Time. It's a great story behind Party Time. And I've told it a few times. There's a story behind every hit.
Oh yeah.
And I remember the day that I was at Tree Publishing Company here in Nashville. My record producer was Buddy Killen,
Mm-hmm.
who at the time owned Tree Publishing. So I got a chance to get the songs really kind of before anybody else because of him. But if I was looking for a song, I'd go into the vault and I'd start looking through old tapes that had been in there for weeks and months and maybe years.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, speaking of Party Time, I was in the vault and I saw this tape that said Party Time. And I thought, interesting title. And I took it out and I threaded it up on the machine, like we used to thread them up. And I listened to it and I took it off the reel and I ran into my producer's office, Buddy Killen. I said, Buddy, I have found a monster hit that's going to be a song that everybody is going to love. It's a party song. He said, which song? And I said, it's Party Time. He said, oh, no. He said, you just missed that one. I said, what do you mean I just missed it? He said, well, Jerry Lee Lewis is recording it tomorrow.
Oh, man.
What? So I waited around the next day to make sure to see if he recorded it, because I knew if he didn't, I was going to rush in the studio and record it. And sure enough, it didn't make the session the next day with Jerry Lee. And I rushed in the studio, recorded it. And it was one of those kind of songs that, you find it on Monday, record it on Tuesday, release it on Wednesday, and it goes #1 on Thursday.
Yeah.
It was so fast. And still to this day, it's one of those major songs in concert that people want to sing along to. So,
oh yeah. We would listen to it out 4-wheel driving and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was a fun song. Bruce Chanel wrote that song, who wrote the hit many years ago. Hey, hey, baby.
Mm-hmm.
A pop artist. And but no, there's always a story behind every song, but that's the story behind Party Time.
Oh, I love it. because that was one thing that really attracted me to your music a lot back in the day was you didn't have traditional. You had like a bunch of stuff you just fused together, and by God, it freaking worked.
Well, I got ridiculed a lot for that, really, because a lot of people said, well, this Shepherd guy's too slick. He's too pop. He's not traditional. He's not country. But Devil in the Bottle was very traditional.
Yeah.
And Trying to Beat the Morning Home, our second number one, was very traditional. But as the number ones came, and of course we had 22 number ones, as they came, music changed.
Mm-hmm.
And about that time, the urban cowboy movement came in.
Yeah.
And we were touring with Gilly and Johnny Lee and Charlie Daniels and those people. And music was going a little more pop. And so I managed to catch on to that era.
Yeah.
And that's what really propelled my music. And that's the reason I kind of got away with being a little slicker, a little more pop. Yeah.
Hey, if it works and people love it,
Right.
go for
Yeah.
it.
Don't fix what's not broke. I mean,
Exactly.
really, truly. So I just kept on looking for those type of songs with a melodic musical hook, like
Mhm.
Love Everyone, Slow Burn, those kind of songs. And every time every time I went to the well, I got very lucky because I had a great team of people working with me, like my producer and a great record label, Warner Curb at the time in Columbia,
Yeah.
and a great PR team, great management. You don't make it in this business alone. You have to surround yourself with a lot of people that know more than you
Yeah.
to make it. And I was very fortunate.
Well, that's one thing I preach to a lot of these younger artists too. It's get your team together
Yeah.
because you may wear 20 something hats,
Yeah.
but if you've got friends that excel or are very good at doing this or that, or pick your people. And then once you get that team, you could be unstoppable.
I asked Kenny Rogers one time. I toured with Kenny for like 3 or 4 years in the round.
Mhm.
And I asked him one time, I said, Kenny, you're just on fire. How are you doing this? He said, let me tell you how I'm doing it. I'm surrounding myself with people that know more than I know. He said, they're taking me there
Oh, yeah.
because I am learning from them what to do and what not to do in my career.
Mhm.
And so it all comes down to the team.
Oh, yeah. Every daggone bit of it now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane how everything is like today's kids and stuff. It's like 20-second views, and then if they like it, they'll stick with it. But
Right.
it's because I remember back in the day, like the 45s when they were released.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have the good song on one side, and the other song was
The B song. Yeah.
the P song,
Yeah.
And half the daggum time, I was that guy that was listening to the B song.
The B side. Yeah. Yeah. Now, you were the guys that were forcing hits from artists that weren't going to put those songs out. You are playing the B sides, and they would become hits. And no, but thank God there were people like you out there who love to hear the B sides because, somebody asked me one time, said, where do you go to look for great songs? And back in the day, before we had such a plethora of songs to choose from, I would go and listen to my favorite artist albums.
Yeah.
Because those artists took weeks and months to put that collection of songs together.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, they had to be the best songs that they could find at the time. And I trusted their judgment.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you would find a golden gem within an album.
Oh, yeah.
Artist didn't release as a single. I'll go back once again with Kenny Rogers. We were doing the Arizona State Fair, and his limo didn't show up to pick him up to take him to his jet. I was in a bus. He's in a jet. So I put him in my limo and took him out to the plane. He said, "Step up in the plane here and take a listen to my new single." And I said, "Great, I want to hear it." So I get up in his jet and I put the earphones on and I'm sitting there and I hear this, "And she believes in me," and I'm going, "That's that's my next single." He said, "It's not now." They got that off of one of my albums. So
Man,
Larry Butler went and found that song off of one of my albums and released it on Kenny. So again, we just picked the wrong one and he picked the right one. So, I love those stories like that.
see, and that's what a lot of people actually think. I wonder if this happened, or I wonder if that happened, or
Right.
how are they picking all these songs and doing this and doing that, and it's just like to hear the stories of that stuff, it's just awesome.
Sometimes it's just strictly luck. It's
Yeah.
it's luck of the draw. It's being at the right place at the right time when the right song comes along and you hear it first.
Hmm.
Loved Him Everyone was that way.
Yeah.
And Only One You, a few of those songs. War is Hell on the Home Front. Do You Want to Go to Heaven? All those songs came to me and I got a chance to hear them before the artist got them.
Yeah.
And I knew, being a song plugger and a record executive myself at RCA before I became an artist,
Right.
I I think I felt like I had a decent ear that I could hear a hit. And
Yeah.
so I would hear these songs and I'd go, "That's a hit." And lo and behold, every time we hit pay dirt.
Man,
Lucky.
you got lucky.
And I'm still getting lucky every day to do what I do for a living on the road. It's just
Well,
out here doing the 50th anniversary tour. It's just I walk on stage at night and I hear the crowd and I see the people singing the songs back to me, and I see younger people in their teens and 20s and early 30s that are singing the lyrics with me, and these songs were number one before they were born.
hmm
It is just a blessing to be able to see your career reach new generations of people in this business. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
so rewarding. I'm having more fun on the 50th anniversary tour than I've ever had before in my life.
That's awesome. I love that, because the one thing I can tell you that I know over the years, your music and your persona has reached so many people. And there's no telling how many people you've helped with their life in general, because music is the soul, man.
And, I'm a storyteller. Okay.
Hmm.
A great story is when Devil in the Bottle came out, my first number one song.
Yeah.
And a guy walked up to me in a concert after it had become number one, and he was crying. And I said, "Why are you so emotional?" And he said, "Because you saved my life with that song."
Yeah.
I said, "How?" He said, "Well, I was an alcoholic." And he said, "When I heard your song, I knew what I was doing to my family. I was tearing them apart."
Hmm.
And he said, "After hearing your song a couple of times, I totally quit drinking and it changed my life. And I live a great life now because of you and that song." So,
Oh,
power of a song is just amazing to me. And it's something that every artist needs to realize, that at their fingertips, they have so much power with their music.
oh yeah. And I condone all of that, because that's why I always think every song needs to be heard.
Yes. Yes, it does.
I The one thing that hurts me the most is you see some of the younger artists coming to town, and then things happen and they end up going back home and they're putting the music in the back of a closet.
Right.
I want to hear those songs that are in the back of that closet.
Sure. Sure. And there's hits there. Trust me. There's
Oh
some
yeah.
buried gems in all of those hits in the closet. Trust me.
Oh yeah. And I love every minute of it. Well, brother man, I know you can't stay all day. You got more things to do. You got a full
Well,
agenda.
got a couple of more Zooms to do today. And then I'll have a bite of dinner with my beautiful bride, Kelly Lang, great singer songwriter.
You know what? That is another thing I've got to say. A lot of people say, look at Tim in faith.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that's standing there going, no, no. Look at TG. Look at, come on, man. I mean, y'all have
Well,
been like 20, 24, 25 years together?
yeah, we've been together 24, 25 years. And I can truthfully tell you that every day I wake up, I thank God every day for it, because I wouldn't be who I am without her.
Yeah.
She has influenced me so strongly spiritually and with family and how I look at things, decisions that I make now. I'm more careful. I'm very fortunate to have a partner in life as a wife who understands what I do for a living. I can go on the road and come home and tell her about something that's happened. And 9 times out of 10, she has already played that stage herself years earlier,
Yeah.
and she can relate. She knows exactly what I do for a living.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm very blessed to have somebody like that in my life. So, yeah, I'm crazy about Kelly.
You know, that's something somebody needs to they just need to do like a tribute TV show to you about how blessed you've been in the life of the music.
Wow, that's a good idea for an album. Well, you just never can tell. I may just do that.
You never know.
Well, in life, we have dreams and aspirations of doing something.
Yeah.
And I tell my wife all the time, Kelly, I said, Kelly, when it's time for me to go, whenever that time may be, which I hope is not soon, I got too much I want to do not be sad, because I have lived many lifetimes, from being able to live at Graceland with Elvis all those years and be close to him.
Yeah.
And meeting great people along the way that have blessed me. I have really and truly lived many lifetimes. And I've been so fortunate. And to still be out here doing it and still living more lifetimes is amazing to me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
very, very blessed and very appreciative.
Yes, you are. And I appreciate everything that you've done.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been quite a ride. And I'm still on the ride, which is incredible. I keep waiting for it to end, but it just keeps going. So as long as it keeps going, I'll stay on the ride.
Yep. Might as well have some fun. That's all that counts.
Absolutely.
TG, I appreciate you being on, brother.
I appreciate you. Hope we can do it again soon.
Oh, yes. Be more happy to have you on. And I'm actually looking to possibly do a studio in Nashville very, very soon. So
come on. We'll have some lunch or we'll have some dinner. I'll buy.
It works for me.
I thank you for your time today. It's good to be with you.
All right. Thank you, TG.
God bless you.
You too, sir.
Take care.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. That was T.G.Sheppard. And like I said, y'all just do a little bit of reading up on that guy, because he is just phenomenal with everything that he has done for the music industry, the music he has put out. And to me, he's going to be one of those icons that is going to be around forever. Anyway, we're going to get off here. We've had fun today, and I got to cook dinner. So we'll see everybody soon. And I think next week we're going to do some more live stuff. So we're still trying to catch up on some CMA Fest stuff and editing and all that other good stuff. And like TG said, it was just unreal this year how everybody was there, man. I mean, it was just, but we remember back in fanfare days, and it was crazy back then too. So y'all stay true to yourself. Love you. Mean it. Bye.